Before we jump into today's Miami Dolphins news, I want to make sure you have your notifications turned on. We are dropping content daily as well as going live twice a week, so never miss a piece of Miami Dolphins news by being subscribed but having the notifications turned on. And make sure it is clicked to all, not just personalized, so you get notified every time we drop a video. This is Dolphins Today. I am Nick Roloff. On today's show, we are going to talk about the latest Miami Dolphins injury news ahead of NFL Week 14. Miami welcomes in the New York Jets. First time these two teams are matching up this season, and it will be in Miami Gardens when the Dolphins are 5.5-point favorites. All right, the first injury news we'll talk about today is on the two players attempting to return from the PUP list. Bradley Chubb and Chubb and Goode practiced for the first time on Wednesday, but Mike McDaniel has not really any expectations about their availability this game against the Jets. Now, if it's going to be honest here, it's going to be tough for me to imagine them playing in this game, considering the fact that they have not played all year. They finally returned to practice. They're getting live football reps for the first time. It's going to be hard for me to believe that they're going to be able to play just, 3-4 days after making their practice debut this season. I think a return against the Houston Texans next Sunday is much more likely, and I would argue that that's the more important game anyway, because when you have to go on the road to play C.J. Stroud and the Texans, you're going to have to get after him. That offensive line in Houston has had its struggles this season, so kind of saving up Bradley Chubb, giving him one more game to miss, and then having a full week of practice once again ahead of that game next Sunday against the Texans, I think makes the most sense to me. So I don't expect either Cameron Goode or Bradley Chubb to play this week, but I would expect the two of them to be ready to go potentially for that game next Sunday against the Texans. All right, next piece of injury news. Anthony Walker Jr., he's missed the past gamers, really just game and a half, because he left halfway through that New England Patriots game and then missed the game on Thursday night on Thanksgiving against the Packers. He is not practicing. This was yesterday, but likely will practice today, which this quote came out yesterday. And Mike McDaniel praised how Tyrel Dodson has filled in for Anthony Walker Jr. at the linebacker spot. And I do want to take this time to kind of mention Dodson. He's played now in 2 full games for the Dolphins after being claimed off of waivers. The Seahawks released him, and he's done pretty well. He had 5 tackles against the Patriots, did well in the passing game as well, only allowing 3 receptions for 12 yards and snagging that interception off the tip pass from Drake May. It was not the best game against Green Bay. He had 8 tackles, but he did miss 3 tackles, which just plays into the 20 missed tackles that Miami had. Wasn't as good against the pass, was perfect 4 for 4 when being targeted by Jordan Love, and also gave up 36 yards. But if we're going to be honest, in the pass coverage game, I like the speed he has and the sideline ability. And if you're giving up 4 catches for 36 yards, yeah, it's not the greatest. It's 9 yards per reception. But it's not like it's some crazy number that giving up 12, 13 yards per catch and just getting absolutely abused by running backs and tight ends over the middle of the field. I think Tyrel Dodson has been pretty serviceable, to be honest. No matter what you think of Dodson, serviceable is the word to use at minimum. To me, if Anthony Walker Jr. is not 100% healthy for this game against the Jets on Sunday, I am not rushing him back. Make sure his hamstring is fully ready to go, and when he's on the field, he's 1,100% healthy, because I'm not in the business of putting out a linebacker that really can't move that well when Dodson has played well enough to earn himself more playing time on Sundays. The Dolphins do host the Jets this Sunday. What's the confidence level in a Dolphins win? Scale it 1 to 10 for me down in the comment section. It's today's pinned comment, so if you get hit with a YouTube ad break, let it play, scroll down, and answer the question. All right, moving on here to offensive line talk. Kendall Lamm has an elbow injury, back injury as well. Left the game against the Packers for a couple snaps, did return. Said he'll be okay. He said this on Wednesday, December 4th. And on Thursday, December 5th, he said that he is going to play this upcoming weekend. So Lamm, the right tackle for the Miami Dolphins, since Austin Jackson went down for the year, is elated to play in this game, which is good to have him out there. Now, the Dolphins did activate Jackson Carman to the 53-man roster full-time yesterday after Cam Smith was placed on IR, so you have 9 healthy offensive linemen on this depth chart right now, which is the most offensive linemen you've had healthy at all this season. You have Paul, Wynn, Carmen on that outside, inside depth, and you see the top 5 starters now. And I think you got solid depth right now. It's the most depth you've had at this position all season long. I'm not going to be confident if Jackson Carman has to play, but he is someone the Dolphins have had on the practice squad the entire season. He's been elevated 3 times this season already as well. With Patrick Paul being there, Isaiah Wynn finally back into the fold and probably fully healthy, ready to play if need be. I'm pretty confident in this Dolphins offensive line group in case there's an injury that they have enough pieces to get them backed up and still protect Tua Tagovailoa. Before we get more into the Miami Dolphins, we are sponsored by Mando, the #1 whole body deodorant. It is safe to use anywhere on your body, created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO is being misdiagnosed and mistreated, and it's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. The Mando starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, plus free shipping. You all know that I tell you guys about why I think Mando's the best, and I got a couple products in studio with me today. I got the normal solid stick deodorant, Fuji scent, I should say. It's my personal favorite. And also deodorant wipes, which is one of my other favorite items, is because I get to travel with it, have it on the go, and make sure I'm always the best smelling person in the room, which, well, that's pretty important to me, and I assume it's pretty important to y'all. And as a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code CHAT. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you use code CHAT at shopmando.com. shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. Appreciate them for sponsoring us here at Dolphins Today. We will continue to tell about them, but also put the link in the description and comments of today's video. All right, moving on here to Kendall Fuller. He is on track to play this Sunday. He has missed the previous 3 games for the Miami Dolphins after being in concussion protocol. Did not play against the Raiders, Patriots, or Packers. Suffered that concussion in Week 10 against the Los Angeles Rams on Monday Night Football. And it's going to be very nice to get Fuller back into this room. Cam Smith was placed on IR this week, meaning he's out for 4 weeks minimum with that separated shoulder. Storm Duck has had to fill in, and you've seen Kader Kohou take a larger role, but having your normal trio on the outside ready to roll is going to be a positive thing moving forward down the stretch of the season. Ramsey and Fuller, when healthy, when together on the field, have been dominant as a duo. Nickel, corner, Kader Kohou resumes his role, and then you probably will have Storm Duck and Ethan Bonner be active every week over the next 4 weeks with Cam Smith being on IR. And I mentioned how well Kendall Fuller has played. I'm not blowing smoke anywhere. He has been outstanding, only allowing a completion percentage of 56.5%, 1 touchdown in 8 games this season, 4 PBUs, graded out very nicely by Pro Football Focus overall, as well as his coverage grade. Fuller has been an excellent signing, and listen, I've had some misses on this roster from the offseason. There's no doubt about that, but I said all offseason long that I think Fuller was going to be a major upgrade over Xavier Howard at the CB2 position this season, and he has absolutely been that. Let's hope that he's able to stay healthy for the rest of the season and finish the year playing 13 games. All right, let's move over to another piece of injury news. We got a lot today. Blake Ferguson, who is designated to return from IR, is still a work in progress in practice, according to the special teams coordinator, Danny Crossman, which, by the way, he should be fired because the Dolphins have the worst graded special teams unit in all of football. So it definitely seems like Blake might not be ready to go this upcoming Sunday. Now, they do still have another able and willing body on the practice squad that can be elevated at the long snapper spot that played last Thursday against the Packers, but I do find it interesting that Ferguson still is not ready to go. Hopefully he'll be ready to play sooner rather than later. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We will be live on Sunday for Dolphins versus Jets. We'll be live at 12 p.m. Eastern time for our hour-long tailgate portion, and then we'll be live for the entire Jets-Dolphins game. It will be very fun. Hopefully we see the Dolphins win and get to 6-7. All right, one last piece of news here, not really injury related, but I do want to make note of this, that there was a conversation about why Tyler Huntley is officially quarterback two for the Miami Dolphins over Skylar Thompson. Offensive coordinator Frank Smith said one of the appeals of having Huntley as the number 2 QB is how teams may have to prepare for two different skill sets with Tua and Huntley and devote a little bit of time to that. And I think it's interesting because it could be a factor into keeping Huntley in the offseason and having a different style of quarterback as your backup in case Tua goes down. But also, maybe this signals that Huntley might have a package. Like, we've seen it in Pittsburgh that the Steelers in short yard situations have brought in Justin Fields instead of Russell Wilson to bring an added element in the run game. And that may help the struggles that the Dolphins have had in short yard situations. If you have Huntley at quarterback, teams have to at least designate one guy to Huntley in case he keeps it on a quarterback designed run or a read option. And that may either be the difference in freeing up Achane or whoever the running back is over the middle, or the keeper for Huntley and he picks up the first down. I think this is something that I would like to see in 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 4th and inches, inside the 5-yard line maybe. Bringing in Tyler Huntley as a designed quarterback 2 package, someone that will provide you the threat of running, but also you have confidence in him throwing the football as well. I think Huntley being QB2 will help Miami not only in those specific situations, but in other situations as well. What say you? Are you happy with Tyler Huntley being the quarterback 2 in Miami now? I certainly am. I'm typing my Y's, but let me know your thoughts. Y for yes and for no. I was sick of Skylar Thompson. I will round out today's show with some New York Jets injury news. Their injury report on Wednesday featured some pretty big-time names. Sauce Gardner was a DNP, and it seems like his status is really in the air for this game on Sunday. Breece Hall, also a DNP with a knee injury. Elijah Vera Tucker and Morgan Moses, 2 key offensive linemen, also DNP'd on Wednesday. We'll see what their injury status is the rest of the week, but these are 4 key players that did not participate because of injury on Wednesday, which means they are not guaranteed to play against the Dolphins on Sunday. And we will have you covered on Twitter, just outside of YouTube as well. Wall-to-wall coverage if you follow me on Twitter and follow us on the YouTube side of things. If there are people rolled out on Miami side, on New York side, I will tweet about it. So follow me over on Twitter, @Nick_Roloff.